Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeremy. This is Grover. Yes, he is. He's also on the back. I should show you guys this shirt if I haven't. This is from one of my favorite books as a kid. Monster at the end of the book. And it literally says, you turned the page. I'm freaking out. And on the back, it says, you turned another page. I'll show you if I can remember. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are on to day 3 of the 12 days of Christmas. Day 3 is 3 French hens. And let me hop over here to my little cheat sheet. 3 French hens. According to the internet, the 3 French hens on the 3rd day of Christmas, 3 French hens, represents hope, faith, and charity. 12 days of Christmas. The significance of the 3 French hens signs both gifts of the Magi, like gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and the 3 theological virtues of faith, hope, and charity. But let's get into today's pickups. Now, some of you may know, if you've been watching me from the beginning, I was pretty upset with the post office a few years ago. 2024? 2022. Right around Thanksgiving, which today, as the day I'm filming this, is Thanksgiving Day. And I had a ATARI 7800 Pro Series with a whole mess load of games, 30-some games probably. I think quite a few were in their boxes. There were some loose ones, obviously, but had a bunch of controllers. And there was other things that my parents had put in this box and mailed to me. And our wonderful United States Post Office lost it. Boo, boo, boo! Now, without going down any kind of treacherous roads of what we all feel really happened, it is what it is. And I've been really jaded about it for the longest time, and I'm still frustrated with the post office because of it. Just recently, I had ordered a 1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trash can that I wanted for the game room. If you've seen one of Retro Rick's videos and Retro Wolf, in fact, Retro Wolf sold one of those cans to him. I found one on eBay for like 40 bucks, something like that. Might have been 50. I think it was somewhere around there. I was jacked. I was like, it's in great shape. I can't wait to get it. Put it in the game room because I need a trash can in here. Due to the election season as well as time of the year, in addition to hurricanes that come ripping through the south here, it was lost. I don't know. But I do know that at the end of the day, lost or not, the item never showed up. And I had to put a claim in, and eBay gave me my money back, and life moves on. But I will tell you, one thing I've learned about this time of year is be careful mailing things around this time of year. I personally would avoid the post office like the plague this time of year, unless, of course, you know, you can't justify UPS or FedEx. Anyways, the point of this story is I had an Atari 7800 as a kid that my mom and dad had, and it was at my brother's house. He didn't want it anymore. It was sitting in his basement, and I think he kept 1 or 2 of the games out of it and then mailed everything down to me. But they lost it, and I don't plan to collect for the Atari. It is an ancient system that is what it is, but I do know that just like the NES, it's a part of my history, but I'm not going to be collecting for it, at least anytime soon, if I do decide to do it at some point. This is something I'm just not that super interested in. But I was scrolling eBay one day, and I come across an Atari 7800 Pro Series. Now, if you don't know, Atari came out with the 2600, the 5200, the 7800, and then the 7800 Pro Series. The Pro Series pays both 7800 and 2600, but the 5200 cartridges, like 78's like this, 52's like this, they're very different in size. And short story long, I come across one, and I didn't care for just an Atari 7800 to sit on the shelf. If you guys know me, I like boxes, I like cardboard, I like paper products. It's what is even more rare and obscure than the item itself. I don't know how to thank this person other than like I had messaged them in eBay and said thank you from the bottom of my heart. I made them an offer and they accepted and they mailed it. And look at the mintiness. Look at these corners. You guys know me, I've told you about corners before. Look at those corners. Look at the back. This thing looks like it got played and was babied They took it out of the box, they set it up, they played it, they put it back in the box, and that's where it sat from 1970 whatever. And if I look at the back of the box here, we're looking at 1982. 1982, that's a year after I was born. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Atari 7800 Pro system. And to find it in the box in this condition was a shock. Let me pop this lid open for you. Because again, I know mine was in the box when it was being mailed to me, but it was not in this condition. It was in the box, and I'm sure it was in decent shape, but look at this. Are you seeing this? Woo! Look at that. Look at this cardboard. It's got the controllers on both sides. It's got the cardboard here, the console. The console and the controllers still have, I don't know if you can see this or not, it probably won't show up. It's got the plastic right there. You can kind of see right here at the bottom. See where my finger is at, but on the metal, that plastic protection is still on the controllers. It's still on the console. It has everything in here. Cables, the power brick, manuals. Guys, I can't tell you the mintiness of this thing. In fact, we're going to take it out real quick. So here she is, the Atari 7800 Pro Series. You got your power button, your reset button, select, and, oh, I'm sorry, pause. So power, pause, select, and reset, all that here. The back of the box, bottom of the console with the serial number, and all your hookups, which, again, there's only two hookups, really. Power and your AV. And that is it. But inside the box was also all the manuals, and we'll go over that now. There's the manuals, and look at that. It's in a nice little Ziploc baggie. I'm sure this came with all the Atari stuff. But let's go over this real quick because I don't want to bore you with a bunch of stuff you might not be interested in. But I'm dropping stuff. Starting at the very front, you have the owner's manual for the 7800 Pro Series. Now, believe it or not, for whatever reason, I have a tub. Well, the reason I have the tub is for other reasons, but I have all the manuals when I found either at my parents' house all the toys that I had shipped down when I was up there a handful of years ago, or it was with stuff I had here. But I have the manuals for all those games that got lost, and this is among them. So I really don't need this, but this is cool because it goes with this one. It also came with this piece of paper, which I thought was kind of cool. It's the directions for Pac-Man, which I think was actually in the box loose. Here is Pole Position 2. Played the daylights out of that as a kid. Here is the registration card, going back to Atari right there. Absolutely amazing. 90-day limited warranty, all that fun stuff. Moving through here, you guys have seen these on other videos, I'm sure, the Atari catalogs. This has advertisements inside for other games and such. This right here is a comic book by DC Comics. This came in the video games, and there were video games in the box, cherry condition, but I got that in this baggie. Here's a special offer from Atari. Here's another catalog. Here's another catalog. You've seen these ones before if you've seen that whatnot thing I found that one time. Yay, again, another catalog. Another catalog. And the one that really hit me more than anything else probably in here was this poster. And the reasons why is because I remember being a kid, I was just talking to my dad the other day about a little metal figurine that he has that was like a metal stamped toy. And it came from Yankee, which was a store that he remembers as a kid. And it was something about that that really hit him, kind of like how Toys R Us stickers really hit me. This really hit me because I remember being a kid flipping through this, because this is a poster, but this is also an advertisement for other Atari products. You guys have seen it before in Nintendo. They did the exact same thing. They're not like innocent to this, and neither is Sega Genesis. But here's the poster itself, and it's just an advertisement piece at the end of the day because we didn't have the internet back then. And you have all these advertisements for video games. Look how cool that is. And it shows you that. And then here's the other side, and it has more. And you can see right here, this is actually Atari 5200 in the lower section. And again, on the other side was Atari 2600. So they're advertising two other consoles. And I just, like I say, as soon as I saw this front, I got like, oh, I remember that. That was something that kind of hit me more than anything else in this stack, although all of this is awesome. Now, let's get into the games. Ta-da! Look at that cardboard. This came with the Atari, and just like the Atari, the condition is outstanding. First one I'm going to show you guys, I'm actually going to save one for probably last. This one is probably in the worst shape, and look at those corners. Look at that box. The reason I say the worst shape is because there was this piece of tape, for whatever reason, that goes around it, and it's kind of like ripped up here at the top, this tab. But everything is in there. Owner's manual, the cartridge. Look at the sticker on that thing. And I remember playing this as a kid, Defender. This was a fun game. I think everybody probably had this game. This is probably one of those games that was, you know, again, oh, you haven't lived unless you played Defender. Anyways, that's the worst condition. We have another one I remember playing as a kid, Missile Command. Again, beautiful condition all the way around. Here's the box, little hang tab, the game inside. Absolutely flawless. Moving on from there, I'm actually going to save one for dead last. Even though I should probably put this one dead last, I had this one also. Star Raider, right? And this is a big box. Who doesn't love big box games? I love big box games. You're about to find some big box games later on in here. But look at this. KB Toys in the corner right there. Not wanting to focus, but it says KB Toys. For literally, you ready for this? $5.99. $5.99. And on the inside of this big box are two other boxes. If I can get the flap to hold open. And inside of those two other boxes are the game and the controller. Here's the game. Look at the top of this. It has not been teared, perforated, nothing. They actually slipped it open from the bottom of the box. I don't know if they did it intentional or they weren't paying attention. But inside here, comic book I was telling you about, here's an advertisement for Sword Quest and the owner's manual. Mitty. Oh, it smells like bowling. I don't know.
And what the hell is that smell?
And then here's the cart. Look at that. Beautiful sheen on that. And then we have the controller, which is, again, look at this box. Look at this. If it was used, I couldn't tell you, right? Beautiful shape, got the pad for the controller. And this is fun to have because if I ever do decide to play Big Bird's Exploit, you had to use this and you got a different pad that would go over top of these number pads. And then you would just pop it in just like this right here, and it would tell you what buttons to push for what. I think it's kind of neat, but I haven't tested it out yet. I'm sure it all works given the condition of everything. And at the end of the day, if for some reason it doesn't work, I'm not heartbroken about it because this thing is awesome, minty clean condition. And I was really only buying the Atari for the box with the console to be on display in the first place. And the one I saved for last was probably one of my top two favorite games. Jungle Hunt, which I don't have obviously, and again, if I come across it in the wild and it's complete in box, probably will buy it. But my number two that battled out for first place, Asteroids. And you know what's cool about this copy of Asteroids? Again, not just because of condition. It's got the little hang tab here at the top. But if you know, you know, and if you don't, you're about to see. Look at this if it'll zoom. Do you see what I see? That says Myers. Freaking Myers. That's good old Michigan right there. Myers is a grocery department. Think of it like a Walmart, right? It's got a grocery section and a department section. I do apologize for how long this video has turned out to be. I know we're about 20 minutes probably for this thing, way longer than I want it to be, but between the awesomeness of the 1970s and 80s that this thing hits with, especially the nostalgia, talking back about with what my dad and I were talking about with that little toy in the box with that particular department store, and this the same way too. Asteroids, Myers, it hits. It hits, it hits, it hits. So, I hope you guys will stick around. We'll see you guys in 2 days for the next episode, which is going to be day 4 of the 12 Days of Christmas.